So welcome back to Jason the Farrier. This is Rook. He's a 10-year-old Friesian. He's a gelding. His mom is the mare we was just working on. So you can see, come over here, Jake. He's a little bit taller. Obviously, he's more in his prime. He's a lot stouter horse. He's a pretty nice looking horse. There's not a lot of Friesians, like I said, around here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull a shoe, and Jake's gonna video that for me. Sure glad it's not last week. It was snowing here then. So today's a good day in Payson. Jennifer cut this off, but especially back here. But these horses get a lot of feathers. There's a lot of hair here. Most horses don't have that on their fetlocks. And the pasterns, it's, you know, it's not there. But these guys, they're like the Clydesdale. They get a lot of hair there, and they're called feathers. You can see how muddy it's been from the moisture we had last week. Most of it was rain. So we want to get rid of that mud so we can see our clinches, so we can rasp them off so we don't tear the foot up when we pull the shoe. See how that, he's actually the one that has this hind looking front feet. That's a hind shoe, and see how that toe's squared? See all this mud and crap in there? In the winter time, when it's wet like this, these horses don't really get thrust because it's cold. In the summertime, when it gets warm and it's in the monsoons, and we get, you know, a lot of rain, they'll start getting thrush. Thrush grows in warmer conditions. The cold isn't a friend of thrush. Shoes on there pretty good. He's got a pretty, see how deep that frog goes right there. A lot of growth there. Okay, that foot looks pretty good. His heels, he's a little high over here on the inside, but it's pretty normal. We'll just trim this foot. That'd be a pretty good chew toy for a dog. Pretty big. Okay, both these horses, they kind of have a high, their angle is pretty steep, and their hills, I mean, that's not exceptionally long, but when they stand on the ground, that hill is kind of steep, and I think that's their normal, natural angle. Right here's the bar. You get a lot of abscesses right there. So if you get rid of that, you prevent abscesses. A lot of your abscesses are right here in the bar or in the heel. When it's wet like this, you can get abscesses. Okay, well, we'll shape some shoes and put on the fun Rook here as we go. Okay, we're going to shape these front shoes now. I was talking about one of these horses having like a hind shoe on the front, and this Rook horse is the one. I got them mixed up. I see too many horses, I think, in a day. So this is a hind shoe. It's made for a hind foot, and see, it's kind of got a square toe right there. We're not going to change that a whole lot, just make it a little bit wider and then straighten that branch just a hair. This is the outside of that outside branch, and so we need to straighten it so it's symmetrical to the other branch. That's about all we're going to do to that shoe, and hopefully it should fit. We'll do the same thing to the other one. This left one's a little more narrow. Just do that. This is the outside branch, so we'll straighten that. Symmetrical. Inside branch just a bit skosh. Now, we want to fit, his shoe's pretty tight. He has a tendency to overreach. So he will pull them off if we're not careful. So we want them pretty tight to the heel. So let's go over here and we'll burn them. Like I need to bring that inside out a little bit, but the outside's pretty close. Let me towards that just a bit. Come here, Rook. I'll bring that inside out a little bit more, and we'll nail it up. Let me grab the other shoe. These horses, these Friesians were used in the movie Zorro. Remember Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, they were in that movie. Also the movie Lady Hawk. So they have a lot of animation when they move, and so they're kind of fun to watch. I bet they're especially comfortable to ride. I've never ridden one. So that one's pretty close. I need to make that toe a bit wider. Let me do that. Okay, this toe isn't near as, or this foot's not near as hind shaped as the other one, but see, we got it to fit better. I'll open those clips up a little bit and it'll fit just right. I don't know if it smokes a lot, that's for sure. All right, the neighbor has a cow over here that's kind of distracting his horses. Maybe Jake will take a picture of it in a while, but it's amazing what sets a horse off. So you got to be careful of your environment around you. Okay, this is Rook's left front shoe. Now look at, see how that toe, looks more like a spade than a oval. So this is more of a hind foot. And we'll nail that shoe on, and it fits really tight back here at the heel, so he won't overreach and jerk it off and pull it off. Those clips are pretty cool, how they hold that shoe on there. We'll put 4 nails on each side on him. Normally, when you're shoeing a horse, nailing the shoe on is probably the easiest part. Getting the foot ready and fitting the shoe to the foot's the hardest part. Notice these nails are gold looking. They're called Endura nails. They're made by Mustad, and they don't rust or anything. And these MX55s, they work really good. They don't bend. They're as easy as the regular ones, so I like them for that reason. Okay, you can see how tight that is right there. He shouldn't pull that off. All right, well, we'll come back in a minute. that's good for now. We'll come back. We're about done and talk a little bit more. So now we're on the right hind or the left hind foot. Now, if you notice that shoe, it looks about the same as the front one, the same shape. We're going to burn it and see how it fits. This foot's a little bit narrower than the front, but that's pretty close right there. All right, let's let me grab the other shoe. Oh, look. This foot's a little bit wider than that left. So it looks like I need to bring both heels out just a bit. We're pretty close there too. That fit pretty good. So I'll bring the heel out a little bit here at the quarter on both sides, and we'll go ahead and nail the shoe on. Okay. All right, this is the last shoe on Rook. So we'll put this one on and we'll wrap this up for the day. See how those clips really hold the shoe on without even a nail in them. That's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that, but those nails have a little tiny M that goes to the inside of the shoe, so the nail comes out right. M stands for Mustad. Kind of tap these clips just to make them flush with the foot. Then we cut those nails off. We want to make her clinches square, so we kind of square up the rough edges, and then we want underneath that clinch to be, there's a burr under there getting out, so the clinch fits flush on the hoof. Sometimes, especially with these nails, I can tap them a little bit after it's clinching. And that's kind of sharp right there, so we'll hit that with a rasp, get rid of sharp point so you can run your hand across there without cutting your hand. All right, so we're done. This horse. Now these, like I said, they're what kind of breed are they?
Friesians.
Friesians. Having a brain freeze. These are Friesians. Now Rook's a 10-year-old male, and he's a pretty stout horse. And they got, like I said, lots of feathers. They're usually black, good thick mane and tail. And this is, in the Payson is February. It's Valentine's Day today, and it's nice weather today. It's good setup here on the cement Jennifer has. Well, thank her for letting us use her horses. And this is Jason the Farrier. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.